Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name's Corinne Brad and today I want to show you how to make a very simple Snowglobe Shaker card using the free gift that you can hear more about in the description below. So what we'll do is we'll start with a 13cm square card blank, and just to decorate the back of that blank I've cut some concentric circles. This is a nice tealy green spot, which I'll place here. Let me just make sure, I'm one of these people that has to make sure that if I use a spotty card, the spots are straight, otherwise it drives me up the wall. So I'll put that in the centre, and then I've got a gold foil disc to lay on top of this. Again, nice and central. And one thing with like metallic foil cards is just try and make sure that you don't ever get any glue right on the edges of it. Because, in fact, you need to make sure you've actually got enough glue on the damn thing in the first place. But if you get gluey fingerprints, it will always spoil the look of this gold card. There we go. And then to make a shaker card, what you need to do is you need to build up some depth. This card that we've got here, as you can see, it shakes. Now most people build up the depth, I don't know if you can see this here, but you build up the depth with a layer of foam pads underneath your frame. I've got a different method of doing it, which is a method that I prefer. It does take a little bit longer, but I think you get a cleaner result. And that is, if you take your snow globe die, like this one, put this to one side, and you cut out several of the shapes. And then what I do, and you know, I could be making more work for myself, but it's a much nicer edge to it, is I'll glue shapes on top of each other to build it up to almost chipboard thickness. Now obviously with a thin die, you've got to do it like this, because a thin die will not cut through chipboard, because the depth of the blade is smaller than the thickness of chipboard. So it's a little bit time consuming, but once you've started to stack one up and another up and another up, you've already got, I mean, I don't know if you can see here, you've already now got the thickness of about 400 GSM card. So if you layer up, I think I've got 6 layers here, this is almost the thickness of chipboard. And what I've done is just before the last layer, cut yourself a circle of acetate. If you don't have a circle die that fits, then you can trace around the circle of the snow globe. And then what you need to do is don't make the error that I've made in the past, which is forgetting that there is actually a protective plastic layer on most acetates to stop it scratching. You need to take that off, because otherwise it just looks really dull. The number of cards I've made with acetate, and I thought, oh, you know, this acetate's rubbish, it doesn't look as good as this person, and then I realised why. With acetate, because it's not porous, what you may need to use is a different type of glue to PVA, especially if you want it to stick quickly. This is a spirit-based glue, and it's actually a fabric glue, and it's one of those glues that doesn't, oh, there you go. When it starts coming out, you can't stop it. But because it's a spirit-based glue, it actually holds acetate much better and much quicker than PVA. Just pop that back in there for now so it doesn't keep squeezing out. Lay your acetate circle over the top of your chipboard-esque die cuts, like this. And then again, just to neaten it up, lay another die cut over the top. So what you've got when that dries is, put that to one side because it's not dry, is this nice thick window. So this tree is also in the kit. It's part of the whole design that you've got there. You've got the Christmas tree, the bird, the robin, the snowflake. That is simply a design motif that I'm going to pop in the middle, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my snow globe window over the top of it. But before I do that, I'm just going to put a little scattering of gold. Don't want too many sequins in there, because if you have too many, they will obscure your picture. Also, when transporting sequins, make sure that your box is well taped shut, because otherwise it falls open in the bottom of your handbag. And these sequins do go everywhere. So just pop some sequins there in the middle of your design, avoiding the edges. And then I am going to use this glue again because it dries quicker. Just a layer of glue on the back of your chipboard window. And then, without getting the glue on your fingers, lay it directly over the top of your motif like this. I'm not going to pick this up yet to show you the shaker effect, because I am going to give the glue a minute or so to dry. While I'm allowing that glue to dry, I just want to show you one other tip, because we have on the bottom of this die, you've got a Merry Christmas embossing pattern. If you're using a die cutting machine, what you will need to do is you'll need to get the rubber adapter plate so that you can emboss your paper. If you don't have one, there's a very easy way of getting that design to come up better, and that is just die cut part of it, put it back where it was, hold it flat with your fingers, and then if you get a ball-ended embossing tool, and you can just scribble over the back like this, and then you can sort of feel where the letters are. And although it looks like I'm making a right hash of this, you know, running it over the back, when you flip it over, because the card is protected by the metal underneath it, you've got a really nice embossed image. I'm just trying to catch the light. You might not be able to see it under this light, but you can certainly see it, you know, in real life. And if you want to accentuate it further, if you just get a bit of chalk or a bit of white ink or something and just run it over the top, you know, like we have on this card here. This has just been chalked over the top, so you can see that the design comes out. And then just, let's use foam pads. Pop this embossed one over the top, like so. And now the moment of truth. This all depends on whether my glue has dried properly or not. Yeah, so you've got your snow globe card. Snow globe card. If you let the glue dry, it doesn't stick to the bottom quite as much as that. So as I say, there's two ways of making the snow globe. You can either build up your chipboard, or you can do as we have here, just run foam pads all around the outside of it to make a wall so that your sequins have got room to move. As I say, check out the description below so you can see where you can get your entire kit. There's lots of other elements that you can add to your card, like the snowflakes, like the bird that faces the other direction to the one on the snow globe. So you can just add things to your, and it's a really pretty card. Quite contemporary, but it's still got that traditional feel to it. So I hope you enjoyed that. We will join you next time and have fun making your Christmas cards. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.